Hey everyone, just wanted to do a quick overview of the solo mode for Restless Spirits. This isn't going to be a full playthrough, just a quick demo to give you an idea of how it plays, what the goal is, and what's changed compared to multiplayer. It's worth mentioning that we're still making a few balance changes, so the final version of the rules may vary slightly. For the setup, we begin with a hand of 4 totems, and we deal out 1 to the shrine, and then 3 lost spirits. And we also have 2 totem markets, just like in multiplayer. So we've tried to keep the setup as similar as possible. The main change is that you'll have to remove some blessings and curses which are for multiplayer only. So what's different? First thing, we've altered the win condition. So unlike in a 2-player game for example, where it's first to release 5 spirits, in solo mode you have to release 6. And the catch is that you have to release at least 1 of each spirit type before time runs out. The second change is that you don't use the individual spirit abilities on the card. They've been replaced with spirit type abilities instead. So 6 different types, 6 different abilities. And we've got a solo mode player aid card for quick reference too. The third change is that rather than racing against an opponent, you're racing against the deck, and at the end of each turn, the rightmost spirit will be discarded and the rest shift down. But anyway, I'll show you an example. So I might offer up this totem to attract the Kilderlings. And in solo mode, spirit abilities actually happen immediately when you attract the spirit. So with a Guardian Spirit, the next spirit type ability won't actually activate, which could be good or bad depending on how I play. So I can mark this by taking the protection token and put it on the spirit card. So now would actually be a great time to attract a Malicious Spirit. Usually its ability would force me to discard 2 cards from my hand, or one of the lost spirits, effectively reducing my time. But, because I'm protected against it, that won't happen. So the Kilderlings protect me against that, and I remove the protection token. And that's both my action points, so end of my turn. The right spirit is discarded, these 2 shift over, and a new spirit comes out. So the available spirits are changing every single turn, and I'm back up to 2 action points again. So for my first action, I might play this totem to the Kilderlings, and then I'll buy the clay mask for my second action. And a new one comes out. The rightmost spirit is discarded again, and these shift over, and a new spirit comes out. And then I can use my clay mask to release the Kilderlings, because I've matched all 3 of their totem requirements. So those are discarded. And I like to slot this in upside down so I can actually keep track of which spirit types I still need to look out for. And because it's a light spirit I released, I also draw a blessing card. And for my second action, I'll buy this Promethean blade. And another spirit is lost. These shift down, and another new one. First action, I'll play that Promethean blade to mark off 2 of his requirements. And then I'm actually going to use this blessing. So this one is a free action, and it allows me to search the spirit discard pile and attract a light spirit. So if I take 1 Wada and put them here, they're a sacred spirit, and their ability triggers immediately, which means the spirit to the left of it receives a -1 totem requirement. And since that's Nozawa, that means all of his requirements are actually now met, and he's released. So that's a great example of just one of the satisfying combos you can pull off in solo mode. If you strategically play things in the right order and think about the placement of your spirits. So after this, I would continue taking turns and discarding spirits until the deck eventually runs out. When it does, that's game over. If you've managed to release at least 1 of each spirit type, then you've satisfied the main win condition. But there are actually a few extra levels of scoring. For example, if you've managed to release 7, 8, or even 9 spirits, which is possible. The more spirits you're able to release, the higher your spirit guide ranking. Alternatively, we'll also have a series of solo mode achievements in the rulebook, and some of these will be quite tricky and might feel more like a puzzle. So you'll still have to release one of each spirit type, but there'll be an extra objective on top of that, like ending the game with absolutely no cards left in your hand, which is actually surprisingly tricky to pull off and takes a little planning. And we'll also be making sure that solo mode is compatible with the B side of the player boards, and Tales of the Spirit Realm, and the Leechling Invasion mini expansion. So there is tons of replayability. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll see you next time.